Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, June the 30th, 2025, last day of June. Well, this is going to be kind of a short recap because there wasn't a whole lot going on. Plus, y'all, I have some sad news. My 17, well, he was going to be 17 October 29th, my little male Yorkie. I had to put him to sleep today. So I'm not going to be my chipper, laughing self, but I am going to do the recap. It was time, y'all. It was time. So anyway, let's dive right into it. We have, Jordan walked out of the office after seeing Portia and Curtis on Curtis's desk. And Curtis looked at Portia and he said, "You planned this, didn't you? You planned for Jordan to walk in on us." And do you know, for once, that doggone Portia didn't lie. She said, "Yep, I sure did." She said, "I didn't know exactly when Jordan was going to get here." She said, "But I sent her a message. She thought it was you saying you wanted to see her." He goes, and she says, "And I knew she would jump over here lickety split." And look, there she was. And so Curtis looked at her, and my thing is, how did you send that message? Did you somehow get a hold of his cell phone and text her as if you're Curtis? Because otherwise, you really couldn't send the message that, as if you're Curtis to Jordan. She would have to have said, "This is Portia. Curtis wants to see you." Then Jordan would have been like, "Oh, heck no. Something ain't right with that." She'd have called Curtis and said, "Is this for real?" Right? So anyway, Curtis said, "More lives?" And Portia said, you mean perceived lies? Because this isn't a lie. Well, I only made her think the message came from you. Well, which was a lie, right? Gee, that's a lie. But anyway, she says, "And what I did to protect our marriage." Because, see, we're married. And Jordan needed to see that we are connected, we are on target, and we're fine. And Curtis looked at her, he said, "But we're not. We're not." He says, "See, now I'm questioning how much of what went on between us was an act for you, an act so Jordan could even catch us further along." She goes, "Curtis, we both felt that. We both were in the heat of the moment. So that wasn't an act. We're good together. But what you don't understand is Jordan is a problem. She senses there's trouble in our marriage, and she's circling around to break us up." Do you know Curtis looked at her? He said, "That's not Jordan." He goes, "That doesn't sound at all like Jordan." He said, "But who it does sound like is you." She says, "Wait, is that what you're trying to say I did when you were married to Jordan?" And he just looked at her like, "If the shoe fits, Portia." She says, "I want you to just come out and say it. Say it if that's what you mean." He says, "You know what, Portia? I don't know what I mean. All I know is, see, you manipulated the situation in my office here. You manipulated that for to put on a show for Jordan, when what you don't understand, the problems in our marriage, Portia, have nothing to do with Jordan. Nothing. And it has everything to do with your actions." And she says, I don't feel sorry for what I did today. Because, see, unlike you, I'm a fight for our marriage. And then the phone rings. It's Jordan. Jordan had a long conversation with Anna, and Anna saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I told you to go talk to him." So Jordan was saying, "You know what? It's not important for Curtis to know my true feelings, period. You know, I'm not gonna come in the way, get in the way of their marriage." There, she goes, Portia is gonna implode that all on her own. So I will just stay clear of it, right? We'll see. Jordan can't, but she and Curtis do have dealings together. I would still be friends with Curtis just to get on Portia's nerves. I really would, because I don't like Portia. So anyway, Natalia, let's get back to the christening. Everybody's like, what is she doing here? Carter's like, Sonny, what? He goes, I'll take care of it. So he goes, Natalia, can we talk out? He goes, we need to talk outside. She goes, yep. She gets up and stomps outside, and he goes, what are you doing here, Natalia? She said, the question is, Sonny, is what are you doing here? And he looked at her, he says, it's my granddaughter's christening. That's what I'm doing here. You're supposed to be getting on a plane with me, going to Belize, where we're going to start a new life. And he goes, Natalia, He said, I said I was giving you a brand new life in a beautiful place. And I'm setting you up with a lot of money, so you're going to live very well. She goes, Sonny, no, that wasn't the deal. He goes, yes, that was the deal. I never said I was leaving my family, because I never would. She said, you said you wouldn't abandon me. He says, and I'm not abandoning you. I'm taking care of you. She says, no, you're putting me in a place I don't know anybody. How am I supposed to start all over again? How am I supposed to make contacts, to find a place, a nice place? But he goes, Natalia, I've already taken care of that. You're going to be living in a beautiful place, a beautiful house. And as for friends, you'll make them along the way. He should have said, when you came here to Port Charles, you didn't know nobody. Only person she knew was Blaze, and Blaze didn't want to talk to her. You know? So, okay, you going somewhere. Natalia met plenty of folks at the bar, right? So anyway, he says, listen, and Christina comes out and says, Dad, Father, whatever his name is, he really needs to start the christening. Sonny says, I will be right in. So he calls this guy and he says, take her to the hotel, have her get her stuff, and get her on a plane. And he goes, yes, yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Corinthos. And she just looks at him, and she's pouting as she's stomping off. He gets her to the hotel, everybody. And Natalia says, I have to shower and I have to get packed. He said, ma'am, we really need to catch that plane. I have to shower. Can a girl take a shower? Just wait. So he goes, fine. I'm going to be right outside this door, because see, he knows she put him off the last time, getting ready to go take me an hour to pack. So Natalia goes to the liquor cabinet, gets a nice decanter full of the brown stuff, whichever brown stuff, but it wasn't all the way full, but decanter full of the brown stuff, this much is a whole lot of brown stuff, hard alcohol. So she then goes to her drawer and pulls out a medicine bottle. So she pops a pill, washes it down with alcohol. Then it shows her coming back, getting 2 more pills, popping them, washing them down with alcohol, all along feeling sorry for herself and saying, this is not going to happen, but what? And then she looks over there again like, oh, shoot, let me get some more pills. Before it's all, and she's drunk texting Marco, who he and Lucas had a great dinner at Carly's house. Well, Lucas stays there. but at Carly's house, because she's over at the Q's for the christening, which, by the way, they didn't even make mention that Monica has been down, and Monica just left to go back upstairs. She thought the baby looked so beautiful. Something. Mention Monica. Wasn't that sweet the way Monica was holding little Daisy in her something? They're having it there because Monica wanted to. She wanted to be there, but we all knew the Monica couldn't be there unless they recast her. But you mentioned make believe Monica was there. And you want to know who else they should have made believe was there? Tracy. Made, and then not even make believe. There was no reason. Tracy wasn't there. There was no reason. Olivia and Ned weren't there. This is a special event. They all like Sasha. Cody could have even been there. But guess who was there? And let me get the picture up. Mac. Mac was there. Mac was at the chapel. He sat down, but guess what, everybody? I don't think I heard Mac say any lines. Did I just miss him? Did he say hi? I just don't. I know he, acknowledged the hi and sitting down, but I don't think Mac said anything. Even in the room back at the Q's place, that's a cute little family picture, isn't it? All of them are in that picture, gorgeous. At the Q's place, they showed him talking in the background there, but no real conversation with Mac. But I'm just happy the actor, because he hasn't been feeling well lately. I'm just happy he was up to working this one day, being in these couple scenes. I'm really happy he made that, because he's doing better than the actor playing Robert, and Robert's her father and her grandfather. Come on now, what is that? Unbelievable. So anyway, I was just saying that a whole lot of people weren't there. So Sonny does get to go over and talk to Michael. Michael's holding the baby Daisy, and Sonny is dimples cheesing and just how beautiful she is. Christina's night manager called in sick, so she had to go to Charlie's. Everybody, she go, Dad, tell Sasha I'm sorry. Here's the gift. I got to go to Charlie's. My night manager called in sick. So Michael says, I'll give it to her. No problem. But anyway, let's get back and finish up with Natalia. So Marco was going to just ignore her text. And Lucas says, wait, isn't she supposed to be disappearing tonight? And he said, yeah. She said, she's reaching out to you, Marco. She goes, yeah. Lucas looked at the text. Yeah, I can't make head or tail of none of this. He goes, because she's drunk. She will drunk text me in a heartbeat. And then she's trying to text all her regrets, which are a lot. He goes, I just don't deal with it, because the next morning she calls me apologizing for texting me. Right? So Lucas says, okay, that's fine. But she may not be able to text you tomorrow if she's already out of the country in her new life. Tonight might be the last time. He goes, this might be your last time to see your mother before she's gone. Go see her. And Marco looks at Lucas and he's like, yeah, okay. So Marco texts her back, I'm on my way. And it came through on the phone because she's wallowing in her sorrows. I thought you would have gotten my text, Marco. Oh, and then she's like, let me finish the bottle of pills and let me finish the bottle of brown stuff, right? She's stumbling all over the hotel room. Now, this is how weak Sonny's man is. Did he take the key and open the door? Yeah, he gave Natalia her key, but guess what? You know Sonny's guys has another key. Come on now. Absolutely he does. He has the second key. You think he checked on her? Because she way past whatever she told him. I'm a showering and I'll be packed. I haven't heard him not. At one point he did say, we really have to go, Miss Ramirez. And she goes, I'm almost done. She's almost drunk at that point or almost passed out at that point. So anyway, she stumbles. She's really feeling the effects of the bottle of pills and the alcohol. And she looks at her phone one last time. Oh, Margot. And she gets to the couch and she falls over on the couch and her hand flops down with the phone still in it. And there's the text from Marco saying, I'm on my way. So Marco is going to find her probably dead in the room. Okay, there ain't nowhere in the world people could think Sonny did this. We got the open bottle of now empty bottle turned over on the dresser across the room and the empty bottle of booze. Okay, it ain't gonna take a brain surgeon and a simple autopsy is gonna prove that was an overdose. And this is if she's dead right now. This is an overdose. But she was crying for help because she goes, I thought you would have reached out to me by now, Marco. She was planning it, planning to overdose, but planning for Marco to get there way earlier than what's happening now. This was her manipulation in this whole thing. Wow. Okay. So we're going to see. My guess is Marco's going to get there in time. And they're going to get her to GH, get her stomach pumped, the whole 9 yards. And somebody's going to actually kill her to where it's framed to look like Sonny did it. Now, Anna put the ADA Turner in her place because she says, look, your office and my office, we work together. Me and my office doesn't work for you and your office, or you and your office doesn't work for me and my office. We work together. She goes, we either work together or you have to go through internal affairs and really try to work around me, which I'm going to make it very difficult to do because you have no reason to. So she goes, no, I'm just saying you either purposefully, for Sonny Corinthos to never been caught this long, you purposefully have looked the other way. Well, Chick Anna hasn't been the chief police commissioner all this time. We've had Max Scorpio. We've had Jordan. We've had Anna. We've had a number of police commissioners in Port Charles, right? So anyway, she goes, look, all I'm saying, she tells ADA Turner, you either play ball with me or there is no ball, because I will not allow you to run in games around me dealing directly with my detective. Now, after Natalia showed up with church and Sonny took her at the chapel, Sonny took her out and, he came back in and Natalia left. Chase goes out after the service and calls ADA Turner and tells her Natalia was there. So she calls him into the office. See, here we go. Anna's going to put a stop to that. Brooklyn walks out and catches him on the end of the conversation. And she goes, Chase, what did you just do? And he looked at her and he says, Brooklyn, this was a business call. This is why I left the room and came out here to make it. And she goes, but I heard you mention Uncle Sonny's name. She goes, Brooklyn, you know where it comes to my work, I cannot discuss it with you, especially certain things. And things especially that have to do with your family. I cannot discuss this with you. So she goes, but it has to do with my Uncle Sonny. I need to know. I have to know. He goes, no, you will not hear this from me. Now I have to go into the office. And she's just looking at him like, yeah. He goes, so I love you and I'll see you later. And he kisses her. She goes, love you too. And she leaves. Well, ADA Turner comes running back into Anna's office and say, you want to prove you're not looking the other way on Sonny Corinthos? I have a lead that Natalia Ramirez was leaving the is getting ready to leave the country. I need you. I kind of think, and I should have re-listened to that. She want, and it was arranged by Sonny Corinthos. For one thing, Sonny's not that stupid to leave that kind of paper trail. No, you're assuming it was by Sonny Corinthos because Marco didn't turn her in, right? I need you to issue a warrant for Sonny Corinthos' arrest. Wouldn't it be? I need you to issue a warrant for Natalia, or did she correct me, everybody? Because I didn't go back and listen. Did she say she wanted the warrant on Natalia or the warrant on Sonny? Correct me on that. Let me know in comment corner. Okay. So anyway, Anna's gonna do it because okay, now we got somebody getting ready to skip the country. Natalia with her big, she would have to have been killed because she's adamant on blowing things up. She's proving that. She's hostile as far as being on your side. After everything I've done for you, she hasn't done that much for Sonny. You really haven't. I'm sorry. Did you find the doctor in LA for his heart surgery? No. Ultimately, you weren't even there. Did you keep it a secret? No. Sonny just doesn't know you told. You badmouthed his daughter in the most public and humiliating way. So no, you haven't done that much for him, Natalia. As a matter of fact, he got you a primo CFO job that you never would have had. So I think the shoe was on the other foot about who did what for whom, right? So I think, let me see, Natalie, Natalia, Portia. Oh, now Christina it shows right before she gets there, the arsonist busted into Charlie's, dosing the whole place with gasoline, right? And then there's a song that's playing, and the song that's playing is showing everybody at the christening, goo goo gaga, and over the baby, blah, blah, blah. And then it's showing Christina walking in. Well, Christina walks behind the bar and she sees this puddle and she puts her hand down, she smells it, and it's gas. Well, I'm sorry, everybody. She had to have the worst sinuses in the world because the minute she should have walked in the door, because she came through the back, that gas fume should have been hitting her straight in her face, right? And as she smells it and she realizes it's gas, they're shooting a little fire tear can in there to light the place ablaze, and the place is going up ablaze. And she stands up behind the bar and she looks, which is that picture up at the top in the center, and she's looking out at it. Well, unlike Michael, Christina has a definite escape route. If she don't stand there and freeze, and Christina, I take her as the self-preservationist, right? She could go out the exact way, same way she came in. Because at this point, the fire is not behind the bar, but it's going to spread there very quickly with that gasoline. So she's going to have to get out and get out fast. Sonny's going to know that it's Sidwell. Sonny's going to know. And then you want to know what needs to happen, everybody? Marco needs to be met with a very untimely accident. Not one to kill him, but one to put him in the hospital. Sonny needs to hire somebody to run that man off the road. Okay? Make it good. Break a few bones as the car's rolling. See, that's going to let Sidwell know, oh, you got only one son. Okay? See, now I'm going to figure that's 2 attempts you've made. And my kids got hurt. Your kid got to get hurt bad. And then when you come to me saying you tried to to put a hit on my son Marco, it would be no, if I wanted Marco dead, Marco would be dead. But it seems to me, Sidwell, somebody is sending you a very intentional message. That's the way Sonny need to play that. See, don't leave Marco unscathed. Period. That'll back Sidwell up. Oh, wait, yeah. And if any of my kids get hurt, so much as a flat tire, worse is going to happen to your son. Just to let you know. So anyway, everybody, that's it. I'm not gonna redo Comment Corner. I'm not in the headspace for that, but I am going to address something. We are only 55 people away from 5,000. We are almost there. So we have quite a few new subscribers, and I want to welcome you. And if you aren't subscribed right now, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay. But with that being said, I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. And, I know coming from other, a lot of you are subscribed to other soap type spoilers or recap type, programs or YouTube channels. And other channels, they're cool with the cursing. They're cool with the folks kind of attacking folks and almost having fights in their comment chats. We're talking about soap, right? Well, here in daily recap land, none of that. None of that. I will delete the comments. See, the format that I have for daily comment corner, it's as if you're talking to your best friend or your family about General Hospital, the soap opera you love, right? If you're talking to your mother, your sister, your best friend about General Hospital, are you going to look at them and say, you're ridiculous? Or are you going to look at them, that's a stupid comment? Or what the profanity are you thinking? Oh, whoa, no. There is no borderline troll attacking, and that's what that is. And if it's one thing I noticed, and I put a comment right here. I took the person's name out that put, you're ridiculous. It's not Cody. That's a no-no. And actually, in this particular day, I had to go in and delete a number of this person. And if it's you, you know it's you. You go back and look, your comments aren't there. Only the ones that were neutral, I left. So I'm just letting you know. You could disagree. Like, let's look at Hannah. Hannah did this the perfect way. Because see, these are responses to an original comment. These are replies to a comment someone made. Okay. Hannah says, nah, it's not Cody. You see? She didn't have to say, and how stupid and ignorant are you for thinking it was? See, that's where you take it the wrong. That's where you turn it into personally attacking the commenter. You're ridiculous. That's a personal attack. Reword that. Because I'm going to delete that. As a matter of fact, that is deleted. I took a screenshot before I deleted it. So, and I understand a lot of other channels let you do a whole, and it's cool with them, but it's not cool with me. It's just not cool with me. Because see, what that does is that just brings an environment of arguing and dissension. And that's not what Comment Corner is all about. Because the people, I'm going to tell you this. When you read the original comments that people are putting, yes, some of them you can't understand. Some of them I don't understand. But some people are typing these comments on their cell phones. And they're trying to, and a lot of people on this channel, subscribers, are my age, 65 and above. Okay. Us seniors have a hard time trying to text on a cell phone. Okay. So sometimes it doesn't quite make sense. So as I'm reading them, I'm trying to fill in words to make it make sense, which is sometimes it sounds like I can't read because I'm actually a few lines ahead trying to see, does this next part make sense as I'm reading it, right? Or am I going to have to skip out of that part or doctor it up, right? So, but it still takes courage and it takes thought. Now, I challenge you, those of you who love to read comments and reply, that's what it's all about. But you love to reply negatively. I challenge you to write your own original comment and let's see what it'll read like. See, it's easy to come in and criticize and attack someone, but to actually create your own comment, posting it and having people judge it, sometimes your skin is not that thick, right? But you can sure tell somebody how ridiculous they are. So that's just food for thought, everybody. Um, I do monitor. Sometimes I cannot read all 170 comments, right? And if y'all, I miss some trolling going on, right? Just send me a private message and I'll go look for the comment and I'll get rid of it because I'm not. And guess what? Repeat offenders, I ex-nay you off of there. I just remove you from the channel. I don't need 5,000 subscribers that bad that I'm going to have it so that people don't even feel good about commenting in Comment Corner. So anyway, I told y'all I'm not in a happy-go-lucky mood today, but this was just something I was reading and I'm thinking, boy, this person's getting rough. Boy, they're attacking and even said something negative about me. Delete. But what? Anyway, all right, everybody, I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.